Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, goodness gracious me, and welcome to the madness that is the Charlie Marx Show. I'm Charlie Marx, and the question is, why do people say a watched kettle never boils? A watched kettle will boil if you're watching it or if you're not watching it. Should the aforementioned kettle not boil, then your kettle is broken. Thus, this saying should be, a broken kettle never boils. A quick reminder to please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and follow the Charlie Marx Show. Also please share, as sharing is daring. You can also leave me a comment, or why not join the show by telling me what is bugging you in the world with the Devil's Advocate. I can also be spied upon by you visiting www.charliemarx.co.uk, and you can also buy me a coffee, which is not an actual coffee, but a virtual coffee. Yes, that's right. If you buy me a virtual coffee, I will virtually drink it. Coming up on tonight's show, we have all the latest fake news from around the world and beyond from the CM Newsroom, the Beatnik Mind, moans and groans and things that go irk in the night with the Devil's Advocate, plus lots more. But first, let's go to the old folks' home where we can speak to one of the residents about his life in Old Bloke in a Home.
Hello there, Rupert here, and welcome to more from the Old Bloke in the Home. That would be me. I think the last time we spoke I had just gotten out of the service, and I tried my best to forget about the war, which was hard, especially when you have a name like mine, Rupert Campaign. I moved back with my parents in London, but as their house had been one of the houses which was bombed in the Blitz, we had to live in the coal shed for the next few years. I remember leaving the coal bunker and going off to my work, but I was never very popular with the other guys in the factory, as they were all Africans and they thought I was doing blackface. I tried to explain that it was the coal from the coal bunker, but they didn't pay any heed to my explanation. On hindsight, I should have perhaps not sung my explanation of the song in the style of Mammy by Al Jolson. I decided that I should go and find a life, so to the dancing I would go. Yes, I would walk into the dance halls with my pals, our hair in a big quiff, sporting our tight jeans and our leather jackets, with their motto Thunderbirds emblazed on the back. We were all expert dancers and just waited for that one special lady to enter the room. Then it happened. In she walked, her blonde hair, her pink cardigan and her pleated skirt. I walked over to her and asked her what her name was. She replied in her cute Australian accent, Sandy. We danced in the middle of the dance floor with everyone watching us with our moves. I said I'd meet her the following day at the beach, and we had a blast. She swam by me, she got a cramp, and I saved her life because she nearly drowned. Afterwards I took her bowling in the arcade, and then we made out under the dock. Amazing times. And then I got friendly with her holding her hand, and she got friendly with me in the sand. Later on I met the guys in the football stand, and they tried to ask me all about it. But all they were interested in was the Wella Wellingtons. Sadly, she was swept away by an unruly life preserver into the sea and died. Ironic when you think about it.
Welcome back to the Charlie Marx Show, you handsome chaps and chapesses, you. There is much controversy regarding the topic of abortion. And although I'm pro-life, especially my own, I still believe that parents have the right, if not the duty, to society to abort their child up until the age of 18. If there's no change to their attitude beyond that, I can only suggest you kick them out of a plane. Still much more to come, but now it's time for all the latest fake news from around the world and beyond with CM News.
Good evening and welcome to CM News with me, Julie Andrews. Our top story. 200 midgets were deported today as Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer holds firm on tougher border controls within the UK. The midgets were then returned to the UK the following day and were apologised to for the misunderstanding. Later that day, 200 migrants were arrested at an audition for a new Hobbit movie and sent back to France. Sir Keir Starmer's secretary was also deported for being an idiot. A man has been jailed for 9 months and put on the sex offenders register for life after he was apprehended by police. Wee William Winky is alleged to have been running through the town, causing concern by running upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown. One concerned resident and parent to 3 children said in court that this was not the first time Mr. Winky has rapped on the windows and yelled through the locks, shouting, "Are the children all in bed? It's past 8 o'clock." Mr. Winky had just filled out an application to work for the BBC, and when they were asked to comment, the head of children's television said that Mr. Winky could still apply for the job after his placement ends. A brother and sister have gone missing in the quiet village of Shush. The brother and sister, Nook and Cranny, went missing on Tuesday evening, and police have been searching everywhere for them, but nothing yet. Jason Statham is to play Jason Statham in the new Hollywood action drama titled Jason Statham. On being interviewed, surprisingly, in London, the action star said it was a role he was born to play. Some breaking news just in. The part of Jason Statham in the new movie Jason Statham has been given to talk show host Graham Norton. And that was the latest headlines. This is Julie Andrews for CM News. Good night.
Thank you, Julie, and more from the CM Newsroom next time. But now we go live via satellite for a special intergalactic message. Good evening. I am communicating to you by the power of telepathy. And this is brought to you by EE, the network with bacon. My name is Woodalina the Third, but you can call me Woody Alien. I have been monitoring your planet for the past 40 minutes, and frankly, I'm not impressed. You have often wondered why aliens, or as we call the non-aliens, have not visited your planet. And there are many reasons why, for example, some travellers like myself would have travelled millions of light years to get to you. And to be perfectly honest, with the fuel prices the way they are, we just couldn't afford the return journey. Another thing is that we are extremely racist and hate everything that isn't grey, except of course your Prime Minister, who is so grey we are thinking of adopting him. And also, what would be the point in us trying to communicate with you face to face, as your faces always seem to be hidden behind your phones? We also despise Netflix, and would never pay for it because it is always buffering. We have nothing in common. We like to live in peace and harmony, listen to gentle breeze, where you lot fight at every given opportunity, listening to some twat called Bob Villain. Then there is the way you treat each other. Talk about idiotic. You hurt and kill each other for possessions. You endanger your own life for the only thing you can't take with you and when you die. And don't get me started on Trump. You have a leader of the most powerful country in the world and he's named after a fart. Seriously. You drain the planet of its natural fuels in order to run machines that destroy it even more. And when some bright spark comes up with an electric car, it blows itself up. You talk about your love for nature, yet you cut down trees and lay the ground with concrete. You are one species that are inherently all the same, yet you divide yourself because you look a little different. And you take advice from a Swedish kid whose teachers are still wondering why her parents let her play truant from school. You charge each other money for living and then make it impossible for them to stay out of poverty. You pick on the workers yet reward the ones who don't work. You bully each other to make you better than them. You believe that what's written in 3 books is the word of someone who loves you but you've never seen, and you poison the air with factories producing products that will clean the air. You allow your children to do, say and act like they want, and then wonder why they end up being horrible adults. You still laugh when someone farts, even though you've been windy since you walked the earth. You invented pastime habits that kill you. You willingly jump off things with only an elastic band around your ankles. You lie, you cheat, you hate, you fight, you kill. But the main reason that we do not and will never visit your planet is because we can't vape indoors. Goodbye forever, you foolish, foolish fools. I may only come back on the Charlie Marx show. Ciao for now.
A fascinating insight into the thoughts of an alien. But now it's time to walk as cool as we can over to the Nosy Parker Jazz Club to find out what's really going on in the Beatnik Mind.
Hey, cool cats. This is called Yo Girl. You better watch where you sittin', 'cause you never know. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds, and way along came a spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Now some may say it is what it is, especially when you don't know what a tuffet is. And this chick was crunching curds, she was munching, and some stuff she called whey. Did the spider really frighten her, or was it 'cause the spider was gay? This next poem is titled The Smiley Laughing Dude. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. Old Joe Cole was deep in the hole, as he had issues with his habit. Cracking his pipe and coking his bowl, he was bound to feel a bit wabbit. Spending his gold, the dealers were cold, he sure was in a rut. His fiddlers fiddled him out of his gold, and the drugs put him out of his nut. Old King Cole had sold his soul, that habit had to be fed. He was out of control, that old King Cole, and soon he would wake up dead. The final ditty is called The Light in the Sky Will Only Burn Your Eyes on a Tuesday. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are, up in the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I know where you are, you're up there so far, but you're not really there, 'cause so why should I care? You're messing with my brain, you're driving me insane, because you actually don't exist no more. And your light is only reaching our atmosphere now because it takes so long for the light to travel across the universe. Be cool.
Incredible. And we'll be back at the Nosy Parker Jazz Club next time to hear the thoughts of the Beatnik Mind. Before we pop into hell for the devil's advocate, I would like to make an announcement to the people out there in internet land who notice when you make an error. Well, during the last 4 shows, there was a problem with the sound that we didn't notice until the edit. My editor is deaf and continued to edit the show thinking it was okay, but the blind cameraman had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Anyway, I was advised by my honest lawyer to put up a message to apologise for the sound, which my dyslexic graphic designer did. I would like to sincerely apologise for the spelling of apologies and hope that you will forgive this oversight. In order to make things right, I had 3 members of the production staff taken out and shot, and they have promised to use a dictionary in the future. Now it's time for another roundup of moans and groans and things that go irk in the night in The Devil's Advocate. There has been talk recently about who or what should be the face of our money. I think this is a reasonable debate, as the old codgers who were on the banknotes are so yesterday. Get me. The thing is this really an important issue to be raising? After all, how many of us still use money? I don't. I just tap my card and pray it doesn't embarrass me. Money just floats around in the air these days. But should someone pull the plug on the internet and everything goes back to the happier times of things that were real, then money would rush back to us and we would return to worshipping the little pieces of paper, or whatever they're made of these days. And we should have a face in it for the reasons best known to those who say so. Okay, so why is there such a big debate on who should front the notes? That's an excellent question, Charlie. Why, thank you. We work well together. There have been certain names put in a hat suggested by the general public, and when you hear the suggestions, you will know the general state of mind of our general public. Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, Angelina Jolie, Dolly Parton, Oprah Winfrey, Elton John and Warren Buffett, to name but a few. Okay, well, Kim Kardashian and Dolly Parton would not make it as there's not enough room in the notes. And Elton is too sparkly, and all it would take is to be standing at the cash machine on a bright sunny morning withdrawing 20 or 30 Eltons when the light hits it and you're blinded. These celebs really have no place being on money because, like everyone in the world, if the planet was destroyed and there were only a few toddlers left to start again, the celebs would all disappear into the where are they now bin. But here's the thing, why is it so difficult to just pick someone and have done with it? I'll tell you why. The powers that be are not willing to gamble on someone who could not only embarrass them, but force them into taking all the money and destroying it and having to start all over again. I'll explain to you. You pick someone who has done amazing things for charity, get the money printers, and then suddenly millions and million pounds are out there with serial beast Jimmy Savile on them. Okay, how about an artist that painted the Queen and was loved by millions of kids? Back to the money printers we go, and voila, millions of Rolf Harris £20 notes. Okay, surely a third visit to the money printers would be safe enough, especially as we've chosen an icon of music. I'm sure you can understand why people are anxious, because that sort of wrong face could appear on your cash. Personally, I think the world would be happier and a more confident place if I was in the bills, simply because I have never, ever, ever been caught doing something wrong. Thank you for watching The Charlie Marx Show, and remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share and follow me on www.charliemarx.co.uk. So, until next time, if you're not watching the Charlie Marx show, you will not be able to cash in. To coin a phrase.